That fashion was a lot more. Got a brand new tree. Well, no. But today I came out with a brand new fucking sound. Now I came in to get this straight. My beat's not on no more break.
Things that I can address in film that in painting. I mean, the two separate ways of
From the Atom picture, he's created a design for the headphones. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about how that became.
Yeah, I guess about a year ago, I heard about the possibility of being asked to work with Beats by Dre. And, you know, I've always respected Dre, obviously, from his musical genius. And the combination of doing something on one of his products, their products, sold in Apple stores globally, sounded, you know, very inviting, and I was kind of humbled. It's awesome.
Sure. The link in between, you're saying you work with The Clash as well, the link between music and art today is becoming more and more popular, I think, and branding with Apple being a part of this as well. What was it like working, say, with someone like The Clash? I believe you did a live painting as a backdrop with someone as epic as The Clash. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, that was an amazing period. That was more than 30 years ago. That was like 1981. I mean, I worked with The Clash for a few years, but I met them in 81. And thanks to them, I mean, you know, they actually brought me to Europe for the first time.
Wow.
Brought me to the UK, brought me to France, was on stage with them, painting. Yeah, it was unbelievable. I'm saddened by the passing of Joe Strummer, obviously. He was a really good friend of mine and very supportive. You know, The Clash were really awesome in giving me exposure when other people, you know, it was strange that they were foreigners coming to New York and sort of recognized me and gave me an opportunity when people locally at the time were not giving me an opportunity.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Way cool. Also, you're starting your street art in the late 70s, going to the 80s in New York City. Maybe you can explain to us a little bit about, how that brought to your art today, where you're painting on canvas before your canvas was actually the streets.
Yeah, I mean, looking back to the beginning of my career, if you will, when I was a graffiti writer in New York and painting subways at that time, painted some whole cars and, had really amazing trains were running in real time.
Yeah.
As much success as I've had, and success I don't equate it to economic success, or just creative endeavors over the timeline.
Sure.
But nothing, I think, could compare to what we had going on at that time where, if you painted a train, it was rolling around the city, and, we were very naive to the power, I guess, ultimately, yes, it had power, but the significance of what it meant, I guess,
sure.
we couldn't conceive of it.
Right.
Today, I wouldn't die, but, I would give a finger if I could still have productions like that running that weren't paid for, or
sure.
The formula of creation at that time was very unique. It can't be simulated today, even in street art culture as it exists. And there is graffiti being painted on trains around the world today.
Sure.
But those trains don't ever really run. I mean, they're sort of removed immediately. The system discovers, train number blah 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 has been painted. Last night some guys got in, send it to the machine, they clean it. So
I've been doing covers for 20 years. And I'm not a photojournalist, I'm a portrait photographer, I know how to create a visual logo that will resonate with people. I've never experienced this. I've never been through this kind of crazy trip. It was like a beautiful dream and a living nightmare all mixed up at the same time. As soon as we arrived at the hotel, and I got a call from the front desk, and they said, Mr. Platon, Miss H is here to see you. Miss H. It's got to be Hannah, the writer. I'm used to greeting people, hi, how you doing? This is the world I operate. As she walked in, tension walked in with her. She said, we have to go to the NLD offices, Aung San Suu Kyi's offices, to negotiate a portrait sitting. We got our driver to drop us off at a hotel down the road from the NLD offices. We stopped at a shop to buy a hat to cover our faces, and Miss H said, you must never allow anybody to see or photograph your face, because once they've done that, they'll trace you. We march into the offices.
Combien de défilés vous avez fait aujourd'hui?
Plein. J'ai vu Valentino.
Alors Valentino, dites-moi Valentino, c'était rouge?
C'était rouge à la fin, toujours. La dernière fois, c'était pas rouge à la fin et ça avait perturbé. Mais aujourd'hui, c'était rouge à la fin et c'était classique, élégant. J'aime bien ma Valentino, c'est la tradition. C'est pas loin de ce qu'on a vu hier chez Dior. Elles sont hollywoodiennes, elles ont les cheveux sublimes, elles sont très maquillées, très sophistiquées.
Jean-Paul Gaultier, il y a eu un début un peu spectaculaire, non?
Oh, c'était génial. C'était Coco Rocha, elle a dansé de manière complètement... Elle a ouvert et clôturé le défilé.
Et les fringues, c'était comment?
C'était british, quoi. C'était un mélange de carreaux, c'était un peu punk, c'était très joli. Il y avait des espèces de cols roulés qui montaient très haut, troués, il y avait des repères punk un peu partout. Et en même temps, des choses classiques, élégantes, des kilts. C'était très Jean-Paul, il y avait beaucoup de superpositions.